Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to Sunday morning's Messages of Love from Above. And as always, super excited to see what Spirit is going to bring through for us today. Before we get started, I do want to send love out to the world. And if you'd like to join me in doing that, I more than welcome that. Whether you're watching this live or you're watching it on replay, we can join together outside of space and time and send that love out to the world. So I'm going to take a big deep breath and just come back to right here, right now. And allow that love just to fill our heart up and expand and overflow out to the world, sending it across the seas, across the lands, through the air, to any heart that is ready for higher vibrational love, to move humanity more and more towards our collective goal of unconditional love. And if you yourself are in need of love right now, for your heart, your mind, your body, for a loved one, a situation, a relationship, whatever it may be, we send love to you right now, putting you in a big bubble of love like a group hug from Spirit. Just take it in like a giant hug. Beautiful, beautiful. Excuse me. Thank you so much for allowing me the space to do that and joining me in doing that if you did. And before we get into the readings, just want to let you know there's one day left to get into the drawing that I have on Mondays for a giveaway. Tomorrow's giveaway is for a 1 hour person recorded reading. You can just check out the video that I just posted. It does tell you how you enter that. Also, it has some news in there about a monthly giveaway. So be sure to check that out if you're interested. Also, we have just a couple days left on the spring sale. Teespring, formerly known as Teespring, they call themselves Spring now. They're offering 25% off the merchandise on their end, which is great. They hardly ever do that. So I thought I would share that with anyone interested in picking up any merch, like this wonderful shirt here we have. I love you. It's the, excuse me, the sign language sign for that. Uh, so I'd love to spread love, of course. That's what my merchandise is all for, is for reminders for us. Also, I put out a weekly pick a card reading, at least one. And last week's was Life Purpose. What do you need to know right now? But if you want to check out any of my other pick a cards, I have relationship, career, like life purposes, abundance, and a ton of other different types of pick a cards. So if you're ever needing some answers, then they're all free, so you can check those out. And we just are like at the middle of April. And so if you haven't checked out your April monthly reading by zodiac sign, there's a playlist for that. So all that stuff is free, and you can check that out if you so inclined. So sorry. So let me get my desktop all set up here, and we will get into the readings. And if I can do two things at once, that really helps. So if you're new to my channel or new to these readings, what I do is I do go down in order, first come, first serve for the readings down the chat. There's no special list. The chat is the list. And all you have to do is put your question out there, and then I will go down in order. And so I'll eventually get to that. If you don't want to put your business out there and put your specific question, you can ask for a general reading. Spirit knows all. And so we don't need to know, but they know. And so we'll pull cards for that. I'm so sorry. We had a big change of weather. We had snow the last couple of days, and now it's beautiful blue skies. So my sinuses are letting me know that the weather has changed. They're so kind to me. So sorry that you have to hear that. Um, so if anyone makes a donation, I do honor that energy exchange and I step outside of the free readings, make them a priority, and I dive deeper into those. And then when I'm done, I return back to the free readings and continue moving down the list. Um, any amount of a donation, I don't have specific dollar amounts because I know everyone's finances vary from person to person and for us day to day, right? So I just honor the energy exchange with whatever you feel you are able to give. And you can donate by super chat, which is down at the bottom of the chat. Or if you want to Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, Square, all those links are in the pinned comment at the top, as well as in the description box of the video down below. All right, so that's all the blah, blah, blah. So we will get going here. I do have a donation already. Thank you so much, Renee. Appreciate you. And then we'll start into the free readings. I am going to be using the Star Tarot again today. It's one of my favorite decks. If you are interested in getting it yourself, just so you know what it looks like wherever you shop for it, get the Star Tarot. It's very, very beautiful. All right. So, Renee, you are up next. I am doing very well. I hope you're doing very well as well. I hope everyone has been having a wonderful weekend. I tell you, I can't believe how fast time flies, you know? I guess, the more and more we are evolving into the spirit world, the more time just goes, we're gonna do whatever we want. All right, so Renee. All right, interesting. Let's take a look here and see what is going on here for you, Renee. And again, thank you for your donation. Okay, I do want these two. All right, so let's see what we got here. So first up, we have the Two of Wands, which is about our energy, right? The Two of Wands is like this, telling us every moment that we have, excuse me, our energy goes into a direction. And whatever our mind focuses on is what grows and expands. And it's interesting. I've been having a lot of questions around dreams, and everyone that I talk to, like outside of, in my friend circle and stuff, it's like they're like, "Oh my god, I'm dreaming like crazy." So I feel like there's something going on with a lot of dreaming, a lot of movement of our inner souls. I'm so sorry. And let me just take a quick drink here. There we go. Stubborn frog in your throat. But the dream time is our time for our subconscious to really bring up things that we want to resolve inside, because our brain is asleep and it's like, you guys do what you want, I'm going to rest for a while. And spirit comes in, our subconscious, our inner child. It all allows, it's like, all right, it's playtime. It's let's bring some stuff in fun ways to you to look at. And not always does it have to do with people that we are dreaming about. A lot of times um, we are putting ourselves in different bodies for us to understand and understand what's going on. There are situations, though, that when we are dreaming about someone having doing something towards us, is actually maybe something that is underneath our subconscious that we're unaware of towards them, right? And I feel like here we have the King of Cups, and the King of Cups is a balanced individual between heart and mind. And there could be this draw to this person in your outside world where it's like, you know, um, we've got this, I don't know if it feels almost fatherly and not in a like a weird way, but just it feels safe. It feels, um, compassionate in a way. The King of Cups rules over emotion and sometimes called like Christ energy, which is the unconditional love energy of the Christ consciousness. And it's like it just feels almost safe in a way. And this is all subconscious, right? Because the conscious mind is like, no way. But on the subconscious, it's like, yes, I'm drawn to them. And there's that piece of it that I feel is there. But on the other side of it, there is that's I feel like the heart side of it is it's drawn to this compassionate individual. But then the mind, there's fears. There's fears about someone in that kind of position, that kind of place in your life that um, it's like I fear that that's going to happen and maybe happen again. If it's happened before, or you've witnessed it or heard about it or saw TV shows, and you're like, oh God, I hope that never happens to me. A lot of reasons why the fear is created down under the subconscious. The little child self tells us, no, I never want that to happen to me or happen to me again. And so it will have these the inner child, if it just feels like I think there's something going on, boop, 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 it does alarms. And this is what I feel the dream is about. Is it's this figuring out of the emotions that are going on inside, and then the fears and the thoughts that are there. And this is where they're showing like a video. They're showing me like, here's a sensitivity training video that spirit's given. It's like you're called into all of the employees have to take this sensitivity training video. And I feel like they sat you down. Spirit is sitting you down in your dream, and they're going, okay, we're just going to show you some stuff, and we're just going to work this out so that it doesn't impact you anymore. We're going to release the stuff. And that's what I feel is happening. You have the world card, which is an ending of an old cycle and the beginning of new. And I also feel like this is bubbling up because I feel like that you are going to be possibly moving to a new, um, some new things in your life, like maybe a new job, new location, new something where you just feel it. And so this is your subconscious trying to release some of this stuff, some of these concerns that are bubbling down underneath. So that's what I feel is coming through for the meaning of that dream. So I'm sorry. So that's what they have for you, Renee. Thank you so much again for your donation and for your sense of humor. I love it. All right. So that is it for the donation. So we will go to the top and start. That's like starting and stopping at the same time. All right. And so, Kritika Sayani, you are up first, and you'd like a general love reading. Absolutely. Let's take a look here and see what does Spirit have for you. All right. So it looks like right now, we have the High Priestess, and so Spirit is drawing you into, stepping away into the High Priestess temple to really look at your heart and connect to the heavens, connect to the higher love, go beyond the veil, behind the web, and dive deep into your own emotions and just really understand more and more clearly what it is you truly want. What love are you really searching after here? And the Seven of Cups here usually represents, of course, cups is emotions, and the seven kind of is like emotional. They call it emotional confusion, but I like it emotional figuring out. Like there's so much emotion that pops up in our lives that I feel like you're really just trying to figure out what I want in life. What emotions do I want to feel? And sometimes, you can see how these three up here are different. It's like, okay, I'm whittling it down to three emotions. What do I really want to seek after? What is going to make me happy? And so there's a lot of that coming in, and they're trying to draw me back here. Let me see. What was it? Mm, that's what I was reading. I was like, they had me note something, and I was like, And they're like, "This is the time to" and so I had to go like, "What where was it? What was that you said?" And it was from Byron Katie that I read, and it said, "Seeking love keeps us from the awareness that we already have it." And I really like that because that's what happens here. We're seeking love and on the outside world, but when we turn inward and upward, we realize we already have it and we find it, and then the love on the outside world becomes less confusing because we're not looking for it to be something that we already have on the inside, and then we fill up with it, and then it's all above and beyond extra, and we're like, I don't have to choose anymore. I have everything I need, so I can like taste all the different types of love that are out there if I want. There's this whole transformation that happens there. So I really like that for you right now, and that's what they have for you, Kritika. I know, right? Well, okay. But looking into the heart and finding the unconditional love inside, that's the with that high priestess and the seven of cups is what's coming through. All right, so that is what they have. Many blessings to you. And Marie Jones, you are up next. Hello, hello. You want to know what your boss and coworkers think of you? All right. Well, let's take a look here and see what is out there. Of course, when we ask about groups and different things like that, of course, everyone sees ourself, sees themselves. It's funny, the spirit when I was meditating and chatting with them this morning, I came across a variety of different things that they had me note for today, and it feels like, okay, here's number 2 that they talked about, and it's about mirrors and about how people mirror each other, right? And it says, if you see greatness in someone else, it is because you hold the quality of greatness within you. That's how the world mirrors ourselves for us, by seeing ourselves in others. And so when we're asking like our boss and coworkers, what do they think of me? We're asking, what are they seeing when they look in the mirror of me? Well, they only can recognize in you what they have within themselves. So whatever they think they see in you is really a mirror of reflection. And so a lot of times what helps us is to say, what do I see when I look at them? What do I think of them tells me about what I think of me and what's in here, and it allows us to transform that. So when we're asking what other people think of us, it's not helpful too much for you because it's like saying, what does a monkey see when they look at me? A monkey. They don't see you, they see themselves because you are a mirror. You're like the mirror, mirror on the wall, and they look in there and they're like, you're a clown because it's a clown look in the mirror. You're a lion because they're a lion's looking in the mirror. So just be aware of that with what comes through here because it's all about them. So your boss, excuse me, is the Ace of Pentacles. And the Ace of Pentacles is about seeing your worth in relationship to the outside world in a different way. And so your boss sees you as someone that's evolving, someone that's growing, someone that, um, doesn't just sit still and stagnates, that you're always trying to improve yourself. And that's how your boss sees you, but that's how they see themselves, right? And all your coworkers, 10 of swords, all these expectations. And that kind of sums it up, um, they don't think of you. I mean, they think of you as like, wow, you have a lot of things that you want, and you have a lot of expectations on the world. Well, depending on who it is, they have a lot of expectations on the world. Or if they're like, wow, they're kind of free going, it's because the person that's looking at you is free going. So each individual person, if you ask them about you, you're going to get 10 different answers. And that's what I feel like this with the 10 of swords is everyone has a different perspective of you depending on how they feel about themselves and how they're feeling in the moment. One moment they could be going, "You're awesome," and then they have an upset stomach and they're angry and ornery and they're like, "Ah, get away from me," That's the fickleness of humans when we're asking what a human thinks of us. All depends, are they in fear or are they out of fear? If they're in fear, they're only thinking about themselves and they're "Rah, rah, 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 rah." If they're in a place of love, they're gonna see us completely differently for the moment. So I feel like this is a big important thing for you because if you are defining yourself and are concerned with what people think, it's gonna be a rocky, unstable roller coaster ride depending on the moment, right? Because sometimes you're like, "Everyone loves me," and then like, "Why does everyone hate me? Love me, hate me, love me, hate me," right? It's like that. So I feel like Spirit is saying it's an important thing to realize it's all a mirror, and the thing that you can do, the best use of your energy, the most uh, not successful, but productive. That's the word I was looking for. Thank you. The most productive use of our energy is looking at other people going, what do I think of them? Because then I see what I feel about myself, and that I can change. I can't change what people think of me because they're thinking about themselves, and you can't change them. When they change on the inside, then the view of how they see us changes. When we change on the inside, our view of other people changes too. Suddenly, our world is like, wow, so that's what they have for you, Marie. They went very deep this Sunday morning for you. So uh, if you have any questions on that, please let us know because I love it. It's very deep. It's very awakening, right? And I love it. All right, but that's what they have for you, Marie. So many blessings to you. I'm just gonna take another sip here. All right, spiritual gifts, diva. You are the next free reading coming up here. You're very welcome, Marie. So, energy reading for you and Rishikesh's connection. All right, let's see what's going on with that connection. All right. So the right now, the spirit is saying with this Knight of Swords, the Knight of Swords is this movement of thought and belief and mindset. And I feel like this is more advice from spirit for you regarding the connection. Because the Ace of Swords, of course, is about connecting to the capital T truths of the higher realm, rooted in unconditional love, which allows you to see things from a higher perspective in a different way. And it's double edged. So it does that. And then also it allows you to cut away thoughts and beliefs and mindsets around what this connection should be, supposed to be, need to be, have to be, must be. And those are the fears of losing conditional love around it. And so this is this journey. The knight, of course, is a movement card. So this is the movement of thought and belief and mindset and spirit saying, this is what will help with this connection. Because I feel like the connection's going slow. So that spirit, is saying that so you can remove some of these expectations. Because with all this expectations, when try to cage them, they don't like that. They don't want to have to fit into a lot of rules. And if you're able to cut away these expectations from yourself on you, on them, on a connection, on whatever in your world you're willing to cut away, you bring freedom to you, you bring freedom into your life, and you bring change. With this specific connection, you have the full card too. The full card is the first card in the major arcana, following the last card, which was the world card, which is ending of old cycles, new beginnings. And the full card represents kind of this is their desire is not to have a path that has a lot of restriction. This is like freedom. The full card is specifically like a child that starts off in the world with no rules, being able to go on an adventure, not feeling like they're in school with all the stuff that they have to do, but they're on an adventure, an exciting adventure that's free without expectations. And so that's what's coming in with that. And if you do all that, we have the Sun card here, which does result in abundance. And it's one of the most, obviously, look bright, beautiful cards of victory, of abundance, and just it is the child self. Usually they have like the in this one they have the butterfly you know, flying here. Look at that beautiful butterfly. Or is that a moth? Looks like a moth with its little. But there is this. The original tarot for this has a little baby, which is the child self, on a horse. It's a naked baby, and it's leaving the walls of the garden, and so it feels free. It feels set free. So there's this freedom, this joy, this celebration that comes with that. So that's what they're suggesting and showing around the energy there. That I'm sorry, Rishikesh does not want restriction around them. Um, and they probably have just had so many experiences of having to live under a thumb for so long that they just want freedom. They just want to be able to be and go with the flow and not feel like they're disappointing people. I feel like they've in their life had a lot of controlling people that, it's like a standard thing I feel like they heard was, "You're disappointing me. You're a disappointment, blah, blah, blah." And I feel like they just are not wanting it anymore. It's almost like someone who grew up in a military family and they just want to be as far away from rules as they can be. So that's what I feel is coming through, spiritual gifts, Diva. So many blessings to you, and hang in there. All right. So next up, we've got Rose with the pink flower picture. Hello, Rose. And who is coming towards you? Let's take a look here and see who does Spirit want you to know. All right, is coming towards you. All right. So you have this individual who the King of Swords is very much I could say a mental person. Not like that. They're very cerebral. We'll put it that way. Because the king rules over air, and all the kings are given a second portion of air, so they are very much in their mind. So they could definitely be an air sign with this, because it's very, very, strong. Which means they understand their thoughts and beliefs, and they're very intelligent. They're able to communicate really well. I also like that they have the Prince of Wands come in here, which would be the Page of Wands. So passionate, very youthful feeling too, a lot like a Leo or a fire sign, Aries and Sagittarius. They have this kind of energy about them. So everyone is a soup. We have, like I'm an Aquarius, I'm an air sign, but I've got a ton of water, which makes me not so, woo, way in the mind and that. But we're all soup. We all bring things in. And that's what I feel this person has a lot of passion and the ability to show love and express themselves, but also are very intelligent and have this side of them here. So I do like this for you. I mean, it's what we're really wanting. I feel like it's important for you that you find someone who does communicate honestly and openly, and that you don't have to torture him to get information out of him. I feel you like to be communicated with, and you like communication. I feel like your love language probably is being told that you are loved, and that you do want them to share their lives and be vulnerable, and the communication is very important. But that is who I feel is coming through, Rose. So I like it. A little tidbit of who is coming your way. So many blessings to you. All right, up next we got Maju. I love saying your name. I hope it doesn't offend you. I just like Maju, and I'm probably mispronouncing it, but I like it. All right, and your spiritual gifts. Let's see what I feel like they want to tell you one, for now, and so you can see what this one is here. Wow, yeah. So you've got the Magician card, and you have the Five of Swords here. And I feel like one of your, your talents, one of your gifts is your ability to manifest, like changing mindsets, changing the energy around here. Because the five swords are your thoughts, your beliefs, mindsets, expectation, things like that. And we can get stuck into a mindset. And we sometimes have trouble changing our habit of how we're thinking and the stories we're putting around things. But I just feel like you have this creative way that you help people move from old ways of thinking to new ways of thinking, and that you can help them with that. And they're telling me that like you are a huge storyteller. Like um you can tell a joke or tell a story where people are just like on the edge of their seats listening, and I feel like that's what you do. I feel like you hear someone, like, what is their struggle? And you create this story of where they're going because you're intuitively, of course, picking up like a knowing. And you know what is at the root of what this issue is, and you're able to create a different picture. And you create a wonderful mental picture, an emotional picture. It's like the story you tell is very intricate and very has a lot of emotion in it where they can picture it in their heart, and I'm like in their heart and their mind, you know what I mean? And it allows them to move from old ways of thinking to new ways of thinking, and instead of growing their fears and being stuck, it allows this conflict to change, and it just unfolds beautifully. So I really like that. Master storyteller is what I feel. And that's what I have right for you now, Maju. So many blessings to you. All right. So continue moving down the list. We're to Christy Okana. Hello, hello. And a general reading. Absolutely. Good to see you. All right, Christy. All right, there we go. And there. Okay, just those two. So let's see what we have here. So I like this here. I feel like this is, the Two of Cups, oh, it could be romance. But I feel with the combination here, so sorry, excuse me. Um, this is your human self and your higher self, because here's your human self and your higher self. And it's wonderful. It's like your higher self is, I want a date, best friend date, like, come on. They want to have this time with you to develop this beautiful connection, and I mean, you can even see here's like this beautiful heart. There it goes. So it has the heart here. It's a huge heart here. Just this, coming together. New moon, full moon, just this wonderful time together. So sorry. And I love it though, because it is this invitation. It's like spend some time away. I'm really connecting in whatever way um, you know it feels right for you. There's no right or wrong way. It's like going for a walk by yourself somewhere, having a cup of coffee, just staring out the window, or have a journal, and just let them communicate with you, and write a letter to them, let them write a letter to you, whatever the spawns within you. It just feels like there's this um deep connection that you're ready for, that they want to take your relationship to another level with your higher self. And I really like that. And so that's what I feel they're wanting you to know right now. Just short and sweet. They're like, hey, come on, let's spend some time together. Let's take this relationship with each other to this next stage. So I like that for you, Christine. That's what they have for you right now. So many blessings to you. All right. So self love, you are up next, and you want to know what spiritual gifts you're blessed with. I love this question. A lot of people have been asking that right now, and I like that, the thirst of um, searching for what gifts we have and how can we share them with the world. So let's take a look here and see. Usually they'll do one gift, for the free readings. They just want to not inundate us with going in a whole bunch of different directions. They usually want to say, focus on this one. And then when you're ready, we'll show you more, because we have tons of them. But let's take a look here. Okay. So let's see what we got here. Yeah. So you have the Ace of Cups here, which um, is like we're saying, really discovering within your heart the unconditional love that you want to share with the world in your own unique way. So I like that they're emphasizing in your own unique way. Don't try to regurgitate and do what everyone else is doing. Do it uniquely for yourself here. And I like this. This for me, the world card is ending of old cycles and new beginnings, and the justice card is about balancing things out and ending old ways of thinking and introducing new ways of thinking. And with this ace of swords, you're connecting to the wisdom and the knowledge of the heavenly realms. So I feel like with this information, it almost has this taste of um, helping people rehabilitate in a way, you know, along the lines of counselor or addiction counselor. Um, there's this helping people get rid of the old, you know, triggers and the beliefs that they have pushed them in fear into trying to numb pain. And I really like this. There is this balancing and helping people find a whole new world within their life. And so I feel like this is the gift that you have because you just have this natural, just like your energy around you is very nurturing. Like you, it just makes it feels like you create a safe space for people where they don't feel judged, where they're able to be vulnerable and they're able to open their heart and go and really in your presence be able to answer questions like you're asking them about getting into the nitty gritty into what happened to them as a child that created these fears that they weren't aware of. You can even have a little bit of hypnotherapy. So sorry. My goodness. A hypnotherapy background and or desire to be able to do it. Your voice might even be very calming and very inviting. You might have heard that before too. People saying you should be do a meditation video or on radio or whatever it is that your voice is just calming. And so I like that for you. And I feel like this is a gift that you have for you. So that's what they want you to know right now, self love. So I like it. All right. Many blessings for you. All right. So, Cheery, you'll be my next free reading, but I do have a donation. Thank you so much, Patty. Hello, hello. You want to know when would be the right time to make a big purchase like buying a house or car? Okay. All right. As cards come flying out here. Let's see what Spirit has here for you. All right. So this is house. And this is car. Okay. So they do have here, there's this, the world card, which I just put in and it came flying back out. I mean, literally, this card came flying out. This is like the world is a changing. There's ending of old cycles and new beginnings coming. So I do feel like there is this delay saying, just know that there's some things changing in the world. So it's a time to wait, is what I feel with this card. It's not the normal meaning of it, but that's what they're telling me. Um, so as far as a house, this does tell me here about the house, about, this is Seven of Pentacles is waiting, patience, takes time for, the last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit. So the big house purchase, they're saying, just kind of waiting on there because we got the 10 of cups and we have the 8 of cups here. 8 of cups is leaving behind old emotions that no longer serve, which takes us more towards, they're always walking away to the 9 of cups, which is the wish upon a star, and then you have the 10 of cups. So they're basically saying it's worth the wait because in the meantime, you're kind of letting some stuff go. Some things are falling away in the outside world. and you're moving more towards this place of wish fulfillment, where even like the Nine of Cups is you filling up with love and it overflows out. So this is this joy that comes from within and this beautiful joy in the outside. So there's some healing and some transformation of emotions while you're waiting as well. But they're also telling you that the wait will be worth it because there is this, you know, beautiful feeling after if you're waiting, if you wait to get into a home or change homes or purchase a home. So I like that. And then with the how, I mean the car, they have a little more. They're like, the Four of Cups, um, look around for something that you really love, not just something that you've gotten before. The Queen of Cups also, of course, she rolls over emotion. You have a lot of emotion, all these cups cards. But the Queen of Cups is, she rolls over water. She's given us, all the queens are given a second portion of water, which allows her to really connect into her um, spirit and intuition. And that's what I feel, kind of just meditate. Don't choose something you normally would have chosen, but do look into something and take your time, trusting your gut and your intuition and finding something that's not normal, something that maybe you've always wanted. But with the world changing here, just trust the timing on it. I almost feel like they're going to be coming out with, 2024s, and then the 2023s are going to be going on sale, super sales because of economy and stuff. You might get a really, really freaking awesome deal. um, so yeah, so that's good. Yeah. So shiny silver bunny, you can jump onto that too, right? But yeah, so this is what they're saying here too. The house, I definitely feel, is more of a next year type of thing. And the vehicle, the car, is a this year thing. But trust your gut and trust your instinct with that, um, as you're going into that. So that's what I'm getting from the cards here, for you, Patty. So hopefully that resonates. And many blessings to you. And thank you again for your donation. Greatly appreciate that. All right, let me just take a look here. Okay. Sorry, just had a weird email that came through, and I didn't know if it was a donation or something else, but it's just something weird. All right. So that is it for those. So we will move back to where we left off for the free readings. We have Cheery. So, Cheery, will you meet him first at K or J, and how? So let's take a look here. So this will be K, this will be J, and then they're going to say the how will also be in the cards. So K, uh, death and rebirth. J, the strength card, the higher self there. Um, so I don't feel K. I feel like the death is usually, if it's a death and rebirth, it's not thought of as a negative card. It's a rebirth, refreshing thing. But I feel like that's would be a no for this specific reading. And J, feels very empowering, inner strength, and it's the how here. uh, This is like our human self and our higher self, right? And the connection that we learn and we develop with ourself here. And so I feel like how you meet them is in doing something for yourself. In like, it's like you would be, you're not trying to find your love on the outside world, right? So you're not dating apps or a matchmaker or anything like that, right? It's all about, I'm having this wonderful experience getting to know my higher self and developing this beautiful bond. And we're walking hand in, me and my higher self, we're walking hand in hand together through life, and we're doing stuff that we love. And so you're not looking, but you're aware, you're keeping one eye out, but you are, you're doing stuff that you love, they always show me like something that I would love to do some days, like get into pottery. And it'd be like, oh, I want to go to a pottery class and be able to learn pottery, or there's a pottery place that you can go use their potter's wheel and their kiln and all that. And it's like, so you go and you do it, and you're like, there's someone else that's like at the potter's wheel next to you, and you know, something happens, like their clay flies off and goes everywhere, and it's all it hits you, and they're like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry," and you guys laugh, and it's like that kind of a meeting, is how I feel, that you meet them and doing something that you love, and then you have that in common, and you have this bond with that, and it's a great anchor for your relationship. So that's what I feel, is the answers to those cherries. So many blessings to you. All right. So continue moving on here. Patty. Well, this would be the right time to make a big purchase. So this was strictly about purchasing. Moving to a different location. Let me pull a quick card there for you. You donate so much, and so I appreciate that. So let's take a look here. Yeah, no, you can move to a different rental property. Princess of Cups. So that's new emotion, a new place. Home is where the heart is. So yeah, no, you can definitely find a different rental property. But that was all about purchasing, because purchasing is a big commitment, and I feel like they're saying that the housing market is going to be changing, and it's going to be in your favor. So that's why they were like, let's change it. The world is a changing, but rental property, uh, you have a thumbs up on. All right. So, Princess Pinky, you're the next free reading coming up. So, anytime about I'm sorry, anytime. Yeah, yeah, right. Maybe that's subliminal. Anytime now, or anything about your future spouse, right? Let's take a look here. What would they like you to know? It's always a scavenger hunt. They're giving you little pieces bit by bit on who they are, because it's the finding and the journey that spirit and your higher self really, really like. And I'm not sure if we got this before, but the King of Cups, they're very balanced between heart and mind. So it's someone that, has intelligence, they have communication skills, they're able to express their emotions, feel emotions and romantic. So it's a very balanced individual. It's not someone, wait, 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 or wait, wait, wait. Just kind of, they have a little bit of mesh of everything that just really feels good. And they've reached this balanced place because I feel like the 5 of Wands represents like their earlier childhood, where it was volatile. The 5 of Wands is like our passion, our energy, and the it's the 5 is this transformation they went through, where it was very had a conflicting childhood. So a lot of a lot of harsh action, and I don't want to say to the point of like physical abuse, but I mean like on the border, that they were just like definitely like verbal and emotional type of stuff, where they just had to transform that, and that's why they are who they are today, because it was like I almost feel like they were at a point in their life that they were like, I either want to just end my life or I'm going to change my life. And they opted to change their life. And having been on that pivotal point of choosing life or death, choosing life has just transformed them. And they really don't fear death, because they're like, I could have done it. And, what's the worst that could have happened? They could have killed me. I could have killed myself. And I know it sounds kind of weird, but if they ever get stressed, they like take it down to death. They're like, what's the worst that could happen? I could die. And they're like, but this is not going to kill me, and so I can get through this. And there's a strong foundation. I really like this very balanced, where they just see life in such a beautiful way. So I like that for you, Princess Pinky. And that is what they have for you right now, the next little piece of the puzzle. So many blessings to you. You're very welcome, Patty. All right. So, Wonderland, you are up next for the next free reading. And will anything happen between you and the person on your mind in terms of love anytime soon? Love your little smiley faces. All right. Let's take a look here. Okay. Anything else? All right. Well, you've got the 7 and the 8 of wands. So it does appear, the 8 of wands is a lot of energy, a lot of passion, a lot of movement. And the 7 of wands is like being seen and standing up on like a light on a hill at night. You're seen here. And I feel like that in terms of love, yeah, that might be a little bit, but I feel like they see you and there's attraction. Wan's energy is more like the woo woo voom, like, wow, I'm attracted to you. I have this attraction, but it's not the I love you and I want to be with you forever. Not yet. It's there's attraction here, a lot of attraction here. And so they see you, they are aware of you. I mean, you're like the sun in the sky. They're like, I can't not see you and recognize you. And but I feel like it's right now it's more out of a place of um, passion at this stage. But that 8 of wands can mean fast movement, so they might make their attraction um, aware to you in so many ways. I don't feel like they're like going to tell you. I think you're just going to tell by their energy and their body language and everything. You're just like, what are you in heat or what? Back off. Or you might be like, hey, that's a good start. Because we all want someone to be attracted to us physically and energetically. But we also would like some love and some like, as well. But I feel like right now it's just more, what is it, a full moon and they're getting hairy and turning into a werewolf or something? I don't know. But that's what I feel right now at this point in Wonderland. So many blessings for you. All right. Dijona Sturgis, you are up next. And you want to see, what does Spirit want you to know right now? Okay. Hmm. Yeah. Kind of feel like there's a time right now where you're just being asked to kind of be still. The 4 of Cups is emotional stability. And I feel like I mean, literally when I saw this, I kind of feel like this is you meditating. And it's and even near water, it's almost like there's this waterfall that's running near you, or and a pond, literally with lotus. And I feel like it's getting away from everything into some quietness that allows you just to have this stillness where you can just sit and be. And it allows you here with the World card just to release some old cycles and have this new beginning. I almost feel like this also is like bringing some sort of meditation, some time to yourself and to your regular um, everyday life. Make it part of this new world that you're creating within you, to have this meditation, to have this alone time. And it just feels like it brings such emotional stability that you just have this peaceful, I'm seeing this like peaceful look on your face. It's just like serenity until you go back out into the world. But it's a good foundation. It's a good place that you find within you. Even if this place with waterfalls and a beautiful still pond with huge koi and lotus flowers, and it just feels very serene. Even if that's within you, if you can't find it in the outside world, it is about finding a space within you that you create this beautiful place that you can always go to find emotional calmness and stability in there. So that is what they're have for you right now, Daijona. So many blessings to you. All right. Always victory. You are up next. So, hello. Should you take the SD money and invest it into running ads for your business? All right. So, there is no shoulds on the other side. So, they kind of rephrasing it and just asking if it is for your highest good and experience to invest that in running ads for your business. Whoa. All right. And this one. So you've got the Six of Cups and you have the Seven of Wands. The Six of Cups, when I saw this, it's like this is like a nostalgia, it's the past. And it was like, um, have you done something like this before? And how did that end up? Did it give you the exposure, the recognition that you were looking for? And I kind of feel like it's like, no, I don't feel like it did. Like the attempts at running ads and getting things out there, it feels like it just didn't, it didn't fly. It didn't bring you this brightness and in there. I feel like there's something else that will help um with this, like the advertising, wherever you were thinking of advertising. I kind of feel like it's like that it's not going to get you what you're looking for and the results that you're looking for. I don't know if your type of business, if you have like a niche area of business where there's somewhere where the customers are more, where you can uh, promote and have giveaways or do something that way, use the money for that. I almost feel like they're showing just there's so much there's so much advertising in different areas that people are just learning to not even see it. And so it's you figuring out this unique way of getting people's attention and have the money invested more into giveaways than in actual ads, that it would help, if that makes sense, if that resonates. But that's what they have for you there. Always victory. So many blessings. Hang in there. I know it's always fun. uh, the big thing, though, too, with word of mouth is great, but there's the energy too. When we get into our why, when we adjust our energy, that's what draws things to us too. When we connect with Creator and look at those blocks we have to abundance in our subconscious. I think we've talked about that. Um, if it sounds familiar, but I know we talk about it a lot on the channel. Spirit talks about the subconscious and our how our little self has some old, like that Six of Cups can represent that too, some old emotional pain and beliefs that make it feel like it doesn't deserve abundance. And so while it still believes that, even if something tries to come to us, the our little child will bat it away and go, no, get away. So when we deal with those, it releases the barriers for abundance too. So they're throwing that in as the elevator door closes. They're all blah 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 blah. Oh, what? So that's what they are wanting you to know. Always victory. So many blessings to you. Yeah, Shravani Nagosi, you are up next. Yeah. Well, you can give away discounts or, you know, free private eye investigator coupons. But I know you're imaginative. You can find out things to give away that um, can help, uh, as well. All right. So, Sharani Nagosi, what is Sahil feelings for you? Does he miss you? Oh, okay. Very good. So, just to finish reading what you had written there, I know there's so many dream comments everywhere these days. There's a lot going on, but a lot of it's the bubbling up. We have a lot of retrogrades that we're going into, and also now that I'm thinking about it, eclipse season really bubbles things up for us to look at too. So let's take a look here and see what are Sahil's feelings for you and does he miss you? And we'll see what else they have to say about the other things here too. I feel like here with these cards coming in here, I mean, the Princess of Pentacles is the Page of Pentacles. It's new opportunities in the outside world. And I feel Sahil is not someone who like focuses on the past a whole lot. I feel like they're always moving forward to the next thing, to the next thing, to the next thing. I don't feel like they look backwards. And so I don't feel like they miss people or situations or whatever because they don't look backwards. They're just always in the like, who's in front of me now? What is in front of me now? Not what was. I don't feel like they do a whole lot of that. I feel like they're just chunking forward in their life and um, it's all about the here and the now and in the near future and the future, not the past. So I don't feel like they miss anyone, and it's not personal. It's just like they won't even miss their family when they're away from them. They're like, "Oh yeah, I have a family," It's just this is the energy that they're showing me that they have there. Um, as far as like you're dreaming and being on your mind 24/7, here's the swords. Swords is thoughts and beliefs and mindsets. And um, this represents moving from old ways of thinking, old fears, into moving into new ways of thinking. And so, what happens with this, and you even see like two wells together. I think they mate for life, kind of thing. But there's like this relationship. But here's on the mind. They're on your mind all the time. And the reason why it's like you're attached to them and they're popping up in your dreams, your subconscious, your spirit team, when your mind is asleep, will bring stuff into your dreams for you to process, to face fears, to release things. Because I feel like the reason why there's so much on your mind it's not even so much them specifically, it's the what it meant to be with them in your definition of yourself and what it means that they're not. And there's these fears about lovability, and there's this attachment that you have to like, I can't let them go because then that means I failed, that I'm not lovable, that I'm not acceptable. All the crap that we're told around when we're growing up, and we see everywhere about someone's actions mean this about me. And we're like, no, it doesn't. That means that about them, not about me. And so, this dreaming and this on your mind is for you to look at and go, okay, what does this mean? What importance did I put of their opinion and their actions mean about me? And is that true? There's this transformation. That's what the Six of Swords does. You move from the Three of Swords, which is the Three of Swords card is normally a heart with three swords stuck in it, which is expectations, heartbreak, and disappointment, with us taking all these opinions that we've been told about what someone's actions is supposed to mean. And it's moving into this higher way of looking at things and going, no, it doesn't. I determine who I am, not someone's actions. It's like when in relationships that ended in my life, and afterwards, after several of them had ended, and we were doing our shadow work, spirit was showing me, their actions didn't mean about you. Like, if someone was not able to be faithful in a relationship, it was that they were unhappy on the inside, not that I wasn't good enough for them to be faithful to, which is what we're taught. Someone cheats on us, it means I'm not worthy enough to be faithful to. They had to go find someone else. It's like, no, they were unhappy on the inside. They were looking for happiness on the outside, and they would go from person to person to person to person to person. And there's um, a common denominator in all of that. This unhappy person was in each of those relationships. So if I wasn't the one that made them happy and all these other 10 people didn't make them happy, maybe it wasn't us, it was their unhappiness, right? So there's this transformation in this release. And if you want to do some sort of release ceremony to help cut the cord that you have, you can do something like, get 2 candles, and it can even be little votive candles, just but you just put a string in between, and you can even put your initials on those other on each candle, one you, one them, light them, and then, like, either cut the thread, or string, whatever you have in between, or light it on fire just to be safe. Don't burn down your house or home. And then that is the separation. It's your intention of separating that allows this break. And then you can either blow out their candle or let them burn down, whatever you feel you want to do. But that's something you can do to help release it. And it's the intention of, I'm ready to let this go because it doesn't serve me anymore. So that's what they have for you, Shawani. So many blessings to you. And we'll continue moving down the list. Hey, intuitive. All right. So Divya Agarwal. Apologies. I know I murdered that. My apologies. How would your future spouse be financially? Oh yeah, good question, right? Let's take a look here and see. Are you going to need a second job? Just kidding. All right. So I feel here that they're going to have a certain amount of abundance that is different than what you're expecting. I know it's like, what does that mean? Well, you have the Knight of Swords, which is, leaving old thoughts and beliefs behind and looking at things from a different perspective. The Ten of Swords is also about, usually there's someone laying down with 10 swords stuck in their back, which is a exhaustion from trying to live up to everyone else's expectations, right? And they want to release from that. And so there's this movement of thought and belief, really represented by both these cards, which is like, I feel like this is them. They don't try to live up to what everyone else defines financial success or whatever to be. I feel like they have this balanced way of looking at things. Like, I'm seeing someone, and this could just be an example or it could be them, but it's like someone who owns a restaurant, and they take care of their employees, they pay them well, they donate a lot of food to the hungry and the poor. They donate stuff. They're really, you know, um, active in society as far as helping their community, like that type of thing. And they have enough, they have abundance, but they have so much abundance of heart and so much respect in the community and so much love from employees and everyone, that it just, if they ever were in need, the community would come together to help them because of the impact they've made. It's just a wonderful, wonderful feeling. And so that's what I feel, the future of the spouse financially is that they won't, go bankrupt because they foolishly spend and give to everyone else without thinking. They make sure that their restaurant and their family life and home, is secure, but they don't look for riches, riches, riches. They feel the riches they give are what they give to people. And that, I feel like they probably have a big spiritual belief of storing up their treasures in the heavens, that what you um, it's not what how much money you have when you die, it's how you made people feel when you were here and who you helped. And that's what I feel like is their kind of a core for them, which is kind of, you know, pretty cool, right? It depends on what you're wanting, right? No, I want a rich person. What are they doing? I will change them. No, I don't think that's the way you are, but that's what they have for you, Divya. So many blessings to you. All right. So we'll continue moving down the list. Hey, Shirley Mador. Hello, hello. Happy Sunday fun day. So, what does your ex Ty and Teresa want from you? Uh-oh. Wants to talk to you. Run! I'm just kidding. Let's take a look here. All right. Well, there's this balancing. Okay, we're back. Like my screen froze. I was like, uh-oh. um, I feel with this like there is um so like Ty has this decision to make, and there's conflict, or it could cause conflict, and I think they just want to discuss things. I mean, I almost feel like this is like, what? Why would you, this isn't you. Have you changed? What's going on? It's like they're wanting to be proactive on a decision that has to be made in the outside world. That I don't know if you, I don't know if you guys have kids together, but it almost be like I need to move, or I need to change jobs or whatever. I don't know if there's, it would be, this is the example they're giving me in my head, is like if they have alimony or child support or something, they're like, I need to change jobs and this is what's going to happen, or I need to change and I have to move out of state. So we got to revisit some stuff or whatever it is. I almost feel like whatever it's something that feels along those lines where their decisions can impact you, or even they want your advice or your viewpoint on something with them. So I don't know what this is. They're kind of being like really cloudy and foggy with it, which is interesting. But they're just like, yeah, it's just, it's like they're being proactive for once, whatever that means. And so it just feels like they don't want conflict on a decision they're going to make, and they just want to bring you into the loop on it before it's made, either because it impacts you, or that it would impact you, or it could impact you like emotionally or something. Like, I'm going to date your best friend. What? No, I don't know. I don't know what all that means, but that's what I feel's coming through, Shirley, if that makes sense. Yeah. It just feels kind of like that kind of impact, though. You know what I'm saying? So I don't feel like it's anything. I mean, they can't do anything, right? I mean, there's nothing that we have to be afraid of. It's like, if you're afraid of conflict, like with that Five of Swords, it's like anyone can invite you to a fight, but you don't have to accept. So whatever they want to talk about, you're like, oh, okay, well, there you go, bye. But that's what's coming in. So interesting there, Shirley. We'll see what happens here, but I don't feel like it's anything extreme. I just feel like they're wanting to bring you into the loop on something. So, all right. So enjoy that. That's what they have for you. Don't know why they're being so, yeah, so vague and mysterious, but I don't feel like it's a huge deal either. So maybe they're just wanting to, maybe they're going through, AA or something, and they have to do you know, they're supposed to do something to make it right with someone that they've wronged. This has to do with balance and conflict resolution of some sort. All right. So, LA, you will be the next free reading up next, but I do have a couple donations. Thank you so much, Crow's Nest and Jessica. And you want to know, how does Chris feel about you and what will his next actions be towards you in the near future? All right. Hello, hello. So let's take a look here. How does Chris feel about you and what are his next actions towards you? So those. Anything else about next actions? All right. All right. Well, his feelings right now are represented by these, and we have the temperance, which is all about, I almost want to do the it's just like really slow moving, going back and forth is also really coming through strong here. Of, one moment they're close, one moment they're away, one moment they're close, one moment they're away. But a lot of it has to do with their figuring out here with the Nine of Pentacles, figuring out how they feel about their worth in relationship to the outside world, and they're just trying to figure themselves out. And that's why when they're feeling good about themselves and their worth, I feel like they feel like, okay, drawing towards you. And then when something happens, whoa, okay, wait a minute, something that triggers memories of low self-worth and um, not feeling like they deserve things. And so they have triggers, and that's what's showing up here with the Seven of Swords is, these are our thoughts, our beliefs, and our mindsets. These are what he has that have stolen opportunities in the past, his limiting beliefs, all this stuff below the surface. He's aware of some of them, but there's like three up above, but there's four underneath. And so there is this, figuring of things out here, understanding what of his own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets are what have kept him restricted and back. I do like here that, the four swords that are down here, he's aware of them because here's the four swords that he's bringing up to the surface. So I feel like that they're, not oblivious. You're like, I will have to interject. No. But I feel like they're becoming aware and they're in the process of becoming aware of those thoughts and beliefs and where they're rooted in their life. Because they're in this time of transformation here where their conflict, this fire, this volcano that's just, bubbling underneath, that shows itself, that erupts and erupts and erupts every now and then. Not I don't know if they have anger management issues, um, but it has to do with all the suppressed emotion that they've had where it's, like Hawaii, there's a volcano that's been constantly erupting. I think it's Hawaii, constantly erupting for centuries. It's like it never is going to blow up because it always just it allows itself to feel the emotions and flow through. And I kind of feel like that's what's happening with them right now. I don't feel like uh, actions towards you in the near future with this because I just feel like they're in this inner inner reflection on all this stuff, which is good, right? There is this cleaning of house, really figuring things out, which I kind of like for you because I feel like with all this stuff, it's like I don't know why they're showing me a crazy monkey throwing poo all over the place. It's like you don't want to be around that. You want the monkey to have calmed down and learned, you know, um, to not throw poo. And then you're like, okay, now we can. I don't have to get hit by all that stuff. That's not mine. They're going through it and they're doing that. And you're like, I want them to do that. And that's what I feel is going on right now. So, you know, are they for your highest? Are they worth waiting for? Let's take a look. I know you didn't ask that, so if you wanna know, I can let you know. You're like, "Well, can't put it that way." Yeah, it's could go either way here, you know? There's this, the devil card here, it this is the work that you're both doing, you know? They're working on theirs and you're working on yours, and the relationship and the interaction with you, of course, is divine. And I feel like the big thing is that this is teaching you, of what of your own stuff, of the own poo that you're throwing around, that you can, you're releasing, and they've allowed you to face a lot of these things. And I feel like you're much further along on the path than they are with dealing with their stuff because they were taught so strongly not to. And so that's why they've kind of had a late start in looking on their inner stuff. So you, of course, have done a lot of your inner work, but I feel like that's what it brings here is a lot of this stuff. I'm also with this. I don't get a lot of twin flame messages because twin flames are quite the course. It's like the master's class. We have a lot of draw to someone that we can't get away from. It's like we're tied on wrists and like Jean-Claude Van Damme in Bloodsport, where you're in this ring and you have to battle one another and you're tied and you can't get away from one another. But there's a lot of passion at times. But then there's also the forcing each other to force, to look in the mirror and to deal with our stuff. And I almost feel like this type of energy that's here is that, and we don't have to be with a twin flame our entire lives. It's like this assignment, special agent soulmate that we're like, okay, we're going to be drawn and we're going to be in each other's life, in and out throughout our lives, if not together. And we're going to go at it, in a lot of ways, right? Like passion and then also fighting. And then like, oh, they just irritate me. It's like, a love-hate relationship is like the twin flame. People are like, "Oh, I'm wanting my twin flame." Like, "Oh, if you only knew, don't do it. Look for a soul partner, not a twin flame." But it's all greed before we came down here. And I kind of feel like that energy with this coming in here is like it was just, you know, um, they have a master's in irritation, but it's helping us deal with our stuff and then them deal with their stuff too. So I kind of feel that, and I feel like with that coming in there, he may be mad, like mad crazy. Yeah. um, um, I didn't feel the energy like they're mad at you. I just feel like they're, the Mad Hatter, right? They're just mad at the world, and this is why they're working on that stuff. That's why I feel like they have this anger management with that volcano, that they just have so much pain and fear from when they were younger that they just anger is the fight and fight or flight. So when they go into fear, I feel like they go to fight. They don't go to flight because of what they went through when they were younger. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I feel like they're doing their duty, they're doing their stuff. I feel like it's just, whatever you focus your energy on. The Two of Wands also tells us whatever we focus our energy on is what grows and expands. So, like I said, if you focus on the battle, you can have some great battles. If you focus on the love and the passion, you can have a lot of, deep heated love and passion too. But it's the important thing is that you both deal with your the deep seated stuff because that's what triggers, and that's the big thing that you both have come here to release is a lot of this movement from the pain into beautiful love. And you can do that. So I feel like it's in your power with that Two of Wands because that's what happens with twin flames too. So it's all up to you and all up to him or them. Yeah. So that's what they have for you, crow's nest? I know. Well, but hang in there. You have the power. So many blessings for you. And thank you again for your donation. All right, Kelly, thank you for your donation. And you want to know, is there anything that you need to know before making the financial decision on leaving your marriage? And should you move out now? Your current home now or later? Okay, we'll take a look here and see what spirit, what they're going to do. There's no shoulds on the spiritual side because there's just different experiences. So what they're going to do is they're going to give you energy for both situations and see which feels more for what you're wanting to experience. So we'll look at here first. Um, all right, so we'll look out if you move out now. We'll look at that energy first. Okay, and then if you move out later, what that energy looks like. Okay, anything else with that? Okay, that one and that one. And then anything else they want you to know around this situation here. Okay. All right, so let's take a look here. Okay. So they wanted me to start with like what you just what's good to know about the situation in general here. You know, we've got the Hierophant, which two major arcana, so these definitely are, significant times in your life. And the Hierophant is about this invitation of you going in this maze and turning inward to find out who do you truly want to be in your life and what do you truly want in your life. It's kind of like this reflection to go, before I make my decision, what do I want to do? Where do I want to go? Because that does help you with your decision. The Devil card is the Saturn Capricorn energy, which this is what rattles our world and um, has us question our thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that we've been having all our life. It's like Saturn asks us, or tells us, all of that, what you've been told about love and relationships your entire life and about your life purpose and what you're supposed to do and should do and all of that. Yeah, that whole thing, my entire life. Yeah, the foundation of who I am. Yeah, I'm going to rattle that. I'm going to shake it and I'm going to allow you to see the cage that was built around you so that you can be free. And so there is this, awareness of going, okay, what I'm thinking, if I have any should or supposed to or need to or have to or must, that's an opinion that was poured into me when I was younger throughout my life, and I get to decide what I want, what story I want to put to any situation, what emotion I want to feel as I go through it, and where I want to invest my energy. I don't have to listen to all that opinion. That's what's being shaken. That's what's being, moved here. So I like that because it's like they're saying before you leap, let's take a look. And I like that. Um, so as far as the energies around, like let's say if you move out now, you have this, the Six of Cups has this nostalgia of the past kind of energy to it. I almost like if you move out now, will you be moving to somewhere that you would consider home, like your home when you were growing up? Is it that type of energy? It feels nostalgia. It feels like something from the past revisits you. Um, and you have the Eight of Swords, which the Eight of Swords is looking at what of our own thoughts and our own beliefs and our own mindsets made us feel restricted and blinded and bound. Um, and it's like this stuff is what will really come into play. I like the Nine of Wands for it, though, because the Nine of Wands for you is the hermit's journey of stepping into your power. And there is like this whatever was holding you back in your life here, the sun is coming out and you're making the choices for you and you're stepping through because you're stepping into your power with the Ace of Wands here. You're realizing again, I get to choose what something means, how I feel and where I'm investing my energy, or either feeding the white wolf or the dark wolf. And you're like, I am stepping through these barriers that were created by fears of the past, which would have been these Eight of Swords, the things that were making you, uh, holding you back and making you feel bound. So I like this energy that comes through. It feels empowering. If you move out now, it feels empowering. Um, and if you wait, this energy, you have the star card here, which is wishing upon a star, wish fulfillment really comes into play here. And the Six of Wands, which is a victory, which is, this recognition that comes here. And, here too, it's like they're reaching for a star. It's like you're able to have this movement. Let me make sure I get all the cards here. Sorry. Because there's this change. And so I kind of feel like, the Nine of Wands, it feels empowering. You still will face your fears. You'll still transform things. And you might, like that Six of Cups makes me feel like you'll end up um, being back in an old situation, not an old situation, but like somewhere where you considered home before. It's like a safe place. It's like you feel like you're moving to a safe place, but it feels empowerment, like I'm choosing and I'm going. Where if you wait, I feel like you are really looking at your thoughts and your beliefs and your mindsets here about what, like you're talking about with that the Hierophant of, you know, getting to the center of who do I truly want to be and what do I truly want, connecting to the capital T truths of things and not the mindsets and beliefs and everything that we were told growing up, right? That's what happens here. The Ten of Swords is the letting go of the small t truths of those things that no longer serve us. And you're stepping in into the new truths, higher truths. This allows you to cut away all these fears, but you get clarity around what that wish is here with waiting a little bit. Um, so neither is right, neither is wrong. It just gives you more time to do self-reflection. The other one, feels empowering because you're making the choice and you're stepping out. And the other one is like, yeah, but then I can also figure out what I really want and I can take time too. And so there's not right or wrong, which I like. It's very empowering here for you. But I feel like the big message, of course, is taking a deep breath and taking a step back, looking before you're leaping in either case, and just going, what is it that I want, not what everyone is expecting of me, you know? And I get to choose for me. I don't have to try to bend my life into being who everyone else wants me to be, because that's what got me into where I ended up, right? It's like I'm ready for different things. I don't want to do what I've always done and get what I've always gotten. I'm ready for something different, and I like that for you. So hopefully that helps. Um, with this decision, Kelly. I know it's like we wish we could just get like a magical 8 ball that's really connected to the spirit and shake it and go, what should I do? I just want to, just tell me what to do. And they're like, no, that's half the adventure, right? Is to enjoy this adventure, enjoy our power, enjoy the co-creation that we get to do with our lives. So that's what they have, Kelly. So hang in there. Much love to you. And hopefully that helped. All right, be intuitive. Thank you for your donation, and Kelly, thank you again for your donation too. Be intuitive. Be intuitive. So okay, very good. What are your XQ's intentions? He's trying hard to come back into your life. I am guarded. I feel that, and I understand um, the energies behind that for sure. Let's take a look here. So, what does Spirit want you to know around Q's intentions? All right. Let's see what we got going on here. All right. I feel like they really, looking at these cards, I feel like with the time that they've had separated, they really are realizing how good they had it, and you're like, yeah, I know, right? Because here's the Three of Pentacles, here's you, and they see you as, how you just stand and you are stay true to your authentic self, right? And how you shine bright, and that people will, you know, try to, it's like you're this bright light on a shining hill, and you are yourself, and you're unapologetically you, and it makes you stand out, and people love that about you. And I feel like they're realizing that some of the stuff that came in were their jealousy of the attention that you got. Like, you're a Leo energy with this card here. It just feels very, or like a fire sign, where it's like a fire on a hill, or a bright light on a hill in a dark night. People just, you just don't even have to do anything to stand out, right? Okay, yeah. So there you go. Yeah, and that definitely makes sense, that you are just bright, and then people just love you, and they can't help it, You're just like, what's not to love? But I feel like that the jealousy, that they wanted that attention, and part of their low self-esteem is what did that. Because here you are again, you really stand strong within yourself, and the Queen of Pentacles is this nurturer. You have a huge heart. You love nurturing people. You love helping people. You take care of yourself, though. I know. I feel like you do have this aura energy of being a queen, that you don't take cockadoo to poo poo from anyone. But you're very loving and compassionate about it. I almost feel like they're telling me, like, in the South, um, people say, "Bless your heart," and that means something completely different than people from not in the South. They know. It's like, they just told you to go, um, take a flying leap in a not so nice way. Oh, bless your heart. And I love this, they're just recognizing the courage, and they're able to see you from a different place now that, they are on the outside looking in, and they're just like, wow. And that's what I feel like they've had: change of thought, change of mind, change of perspective. Again, they're seeing how good that they've had it. And this hanged man again comes in here, where they are seeing things from a different perspective, because now their life is upside down, and they're realizing, all the pain, all the stuff, and all this emotion, all this cups that they spilt, that they're realizing, oh wow, I see what I've done. Um, so I like all this, and I feel like that's why they are trying to come back into your life. Um, that's the core of it. Like, they're just realizing again, like we said, how good they had it, and how their emotions and their jealousies, and their low self-esteem, how they felt about themselves, how, their actions didn't build up to it. Because when someone feels low about themselves, you know, if they ended up, messing things up by flirting and going outside, it's because they felt low about themselves, and they don't feel like they could, you know, uh, how can I even, it's like a matchstick being next to the sun. How can I compete, And so they did things that they felt, well, this will make me feel good about myself, and show me that I am somebody, and blah, blah, blah. And they're just like, oh God, what have I done? But I do not feel that they have done their inner work around the low self-esteem and feeling low about themselves. I just feel like they realized how good they had it. There's a big difference, right? That's why I understand the guardedness that you have is like, well, just because the vampire has left the house because you have extricated it and said, "No, I do not give you permission to be in my home." They're like, "Oh, I'm missing your blood. Can I come back?" I'm like, "No, you're still a vampire." Silly. Why would I let you back into my house? And so, I feel like there's this, type of okay, well, at least I know why you're wanting back, because you realize the mistake that you made, or how good you had it, and, you know, but there we have it. Till you get the vampire cure, you're not coming back. So I like it. So that's what they have for you, be intuitive. Let me see here. Let's see, will they become an unvampire? Uh, you know, that I feel like here with this, we have the judgment card, which is normally two X's, which is double endings, double new beginnings. I feel like that no, I mean there is always an outcome, right? There is an outcome, which is no, because I feel like this is who comes into your life here. I like this. This is like a water sign, someone who is very balanced of heart and mind, someone who sees you, and you deserve a king. And that's what I feel like. That's like you're the queen, and you find a king. Someone that it feels like royalty with you, someone that isn't insecure. It's like you don't want a prince, you want a king, and that's what I feel the difference is. So yeah, I like it. Yeah, so that's what that is. So many, many blessings to you. And again, thank you so much for your donation. You are very welcome. Thank you. Actually, I haven't skipped you yet, 34. I've had some donations which I prioritize. So you're still further down the list. So um, if you do want me to prioritize you and do you next, donation of any kind, I do honor those. Otherwise, we'll get down to you here. Let's see. Oh, you're like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, you're about probably 12 or 13 more people down the list for the free readings. All right. So we will go back into the free readings here. And LA, we had left off with you. And he wanted to know, why did Casey turn people against you, then try to be your friend right after, like she didn't do anything? Okay. Let's take a look here. Okay. Yeah, we've got the I'm going to start off with these two here, because the 4 of Cups and the 4 of Swords, this is emotional stability, mental stability. And I feel like, your spirit guides are in a funny way saying, why do they turn people against you? Emotional instability, mental instability. and but that happens when they're in fear. So whatever triggered fear within them, either feeling not good enough or feeling worthy enough, or if they wanted, um, like they want to be your friend and they don't want anyone else to be your friend, and there's all sorts of uh, unintelligent, unloving, uncompassionate things we do when we go into fear mode. We become little hissing cats that attack and hiss and attack and hiss and run away. And I feel like this is what happened, is in a it's like a momentary lapse in good judgment, because they were in fear, they did some stupid stuff, right? And when the human comes back, when we get out of fear, we're like, oh, and I feel like that's what she did, because it's almost like she blacked out when she became the cat that attacked, and then when she woke up, she was like, "What happened?" It's like amnesia, right? And then there's this fresh start, wants a new fresh start, a new adventure. It's like, "Oh, that was yesterday, but this I'm not that anymore. I'm this today." So it's interesting what we do when we go into fear, because we literally become someone else. We literally go into animalistic survival mode where, we just do, like I said, our blood literally leaves our brain and goes to defend us. It goes into our arms to fight and our legs to run like heck if we need to. And we just go into reactionary mode. And intelligence does not have any place in there. It's all reactionary. The adult, like I said, the intelligent adult self, the compassionate, loving adult self, gets knocked out of the control room. And so, and no one can turn people against us. People can just do whatever they're going to do, and other people choose what they're going to choose to do, right? So no one can turn anyone against us. People can say stuff, and if people believe it, well, that's on the people that believed it too, right? And people believe things when they're in fear. And so it's like, oh, that's why a monastery on a big mountaintop sounds so appealing sometimes. But all of this, that's what happens on the human plane. But on the, when we ask about why something happens, we always have two pieces of information. We have one that's, why did these humans act like a fool? And then we're like, oh, and then spirit, why did I want this to happen for me? What is this? Did we put this into the script of this movie that I'm in? What did I want to learn from this? So we can go like, okay, well, I understand why all these humans are acting like fools out here, because when they go into fear, they have no other choice than to act stupid. Look at our world. People go into fear, like all this stuff. You're like, what is going on here? But then we look at it from the higher point of view and we go, okay, so I wanted to experience this particular altercation with this person so that I could see my fears and be released from them. I came down here for these different experiences. What did I want to learn through this? We can look at things from the different points of view. And it makes more sense when we're like, I get it now. And then we're like, why are people acting so crazy? So that's what they have for you, LA. So hopefully that helps. But many blessings to you. All right. I do have a donation coming in here. Thank you so much, Renee, for your additional donation. Back to me. I know, right? So, some alone time with your higher self and your spiritual posse, you're like, we're going to have a meeting. We need to find out why did I ask for all this? You guys have the skinny, so you tell me, right? So I get it. I have so many people, especially as many readings as I do, where we're like, did I say like, here, hold my beer while I sign up for stuff down on Earth? Yeah, it sounds good. Give me another shot before I sign up for more stuff. Because like, were we drunk? What happened? I don't know. But it all makes sense one of these days, or definitely when we're back on the other side, we're gonna crack up and go, look what you did. All right. So, Renee, thank you so much for your donation. I appreciate you. Richa Duta, or Data, you'll be my next free reading here in a moment. All right. So, Renee, you want to know? Oh, is that them texting you from the strange number and what they're feeling? Okay, let's take a look here. So, number one, is it them that's being an undercover texter? And what are their current feelings for you? Okay. Oh my goodness. All right. With the Prince of Swords, this is new communication for texting. So the Prince of Swords would be, new a new communication, coming in here, and I feel like this is them, for some reason. Um, because it could be like, oh no, this is someone new texting you, but when I first saw it, they were like, yep, this is communication. Because I kind of knew, like, before I did, I go, if I get any kind of swords, this is them trying to communicate to you. So I do feel like they're doing that. um their current feelings, there's so much hidden and unknown. I don't feel like they know what they really want here. I feel like they see you, and when they see you, like as this bright light on a hill during a dark time of their life, that they see you, and then when they see you, they're attracted, and then they act out, which is the magician. It's like they act and they take act towards it. But then the Six of Wands, the energy for this is usually recognition and being seen, but then I feel like they want to be unseen. And it's just, they feel very confused right now. This moon just feels very, um, I don't want to say wishy washy. Yeah, these cards are not meaning what they normally mean, which makes sense. It's kind of the same energy that I'm getting from them, that they're just not being themselves. They're often, it's almost like, a wolf in a full moon, like they've turned into this werewolf, where they're just acting, I don't wanna say animalistic, but and that makes sense if they're in fear, that they are, not being their regular selves, that whatever is happening in their life, there seems to be a lot of, fear that's activating, and they wanna be seen, but they don't wanna be seen, you know? Um, they it's almost like Beauty and the Beast is what I'm seeing in my head. It's like they're in the shadows, but they're this beast now, and they don't want you to scare you, and because they want love, but they feel like they're a beast and that you won't want them. And so blah blah blah, and they're in the shadows, but there's all the stuff going on, and blah 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 blah. It just feels very confusing, with this energy that's coming in here. But that kind of sums it up: Beauty and the Beast. And but they are communicating from the shadows, is what I feel with the combination of these cards. They see you and they want to communicate, but they just don't feel like they are what you would want, being the beast. So that's what's coming in. Interesting, interesting, Renee. What's happening? I don't know. Yeah. So you're like, yep, I knew it. I knew it. So yeah, interesting, right? Now I'm gonna have Beauty and the Beast song. It's stuck in my head all day. Got to think of something else. Come on, Spirit, give us a different song. Should I stay or should I go? Right? Da, da, dun, da, 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 da. That's better. All right. So that is what they have for you, Renee. Thank you for your donation. Thank you. All right. It's a movie, right? What soundtrack is playing now? Mulan, Mulan, the warrior princess. All right. So, Megs, thank you so much for your donation. And you would like the next action of Pavan towards you. Will you reconcile? All right, let's take a look here. All right, let me just get a clarification here. All right. Wow. Okay. I feel like that there will be some movement here. You have the Queen of Pentacles, which is a new birth, but also Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, and taking care of you. I feel like this is a time where you are focusing on you and your worth and your value, and pamper yourself, give yourself love. This is like what they're coming in with. you know, it's like right now, this is where you're at. And then you got the Knight of Pentacles, which is movement in the outside world. You have Knight of Cups, which is movement of emotion. And you have the Knight of Wands, 3 out of the 4 knights. And so this is all this movement that comes in. And I feel like there will be movement regarding the outside world and your emotions and passions that does come in here. Um, but there's this Queen of Swords, which is balancing of your heart and your mind. And this is what was throwing me off here because we got the 6 of Cups. 6 of Cups is nostalgia. It also is balancing of emotion. Um, and I almost, so if it is not with, this is like someone coming back from your past, which tells me it's a reconciliation of sorts, right? It's either reconciliation with Pavan because they are coming back from your past, or plot twist, it's someone from your past that comes back and you're all, Pavan who? Because you're just like, oh, it's someone that just brings all this movement of your heart and your mind and your world. So, and you'll know, of course, which one it is, because when it happens, you'll be like, oh my God, I know. It would have to be this person for me to do that. And if there's not a person like that, then it is reconciliation, um, with them. So I definitely see that. It does take time, though, because the first night is the Knight of Pentacles, which is the slowest moving night. And then the Queen of Pentacles coming before that is there is a time for you to focus on your self-love and you, because you don't want to do what you always did and get what you always got with each other. You want a higher love experience, right? You want something different than you had before. And so there is that time of looking into your self-love so that you can receive more love and give more love as you connect to your higher love as well. So that is what is coming in there for you, Megs. So many blessings to you. Again, thank you so much for your donation. All right. And let's take a look here. You are very welcome. Thank you. All right. See how many. We've got a boatload more here. So I'm coming up to the end of my 2 hours. I'm normally on for 2 hours. And I will be back this evening. So Richa Dutta will be my last free reading in this session. But I still will honor any donations as well. So if you want a reading right, now in this session, a donation of any kind, I will still honor those and complete them in this session. Otherwise, I have some other options that I'll talk about here after I complete Richa Dutta's free reading, and also some announcements about my giveaways and stuff too. So be sure to hang out here for a sec. But now would be the time if you do want to make a donation. I will make sure to complete it in this session as well. So Richa Dutta, hello. So who is coming towards you in love? You're an Aquarius moon, Virgo sun. All right. Let's take a look here. So who is coming towards you in love? All right. Well, you are going through a rebirth here for sure. The death card here, this could be, it's kind of Scorpio energy, the death and the rebirth card, because Scorpios are the ever transforming individuals, for sure. I feel like with the Hanged One here, it is like it's taking time for it to happen, though, because, this is like a cocoon for me that you're going through a process of releasing things that no longer serve you. You're releasing caterpillar ways so that you can be a butterfly because you want to be able to fly with the phoenix. The Scorpio, they are, like I said, the masters of transformation of the zodiac, and they will move from a scorpion to a snake to an eagle to a phoenix. They eventually are rising here. And here is the butterfly. Here's you. You're like, I want to fly with the phoenix. So you are going through this process of releasing stuff from your past because you're taking on butterfly ways and leaving caterpillar ways behind. What I mean by that is any thoughts, beliefs, and mindsets that are rooted in fear of losing conditional love. A lot of the expectations around what a relationship should be and supposed to be, need to be, who you are supposed to be, who they're supposed to be, etc. And this is what is coming in here. So I do feel like it's very much Scorpio energy. That I mean, with the Phoenix being here, I mean, it's just really a strong energy. And I love because this is like you're going through this death and this rebirth, and they are the masters of death and rebirth. And so I feel like this is what this beautiful connection is going to be between you two, is that they are always going through these rebirths. And with what you've been going through, I feel like for the last, I would say, you know, 2, 3 decades, but it's more like the last 2, 3 years, specifically, huge movements and changes. And these are things that you have wanted to initiate and reflect on. That it's such a beautiful combination that comes together between the two of you. And I feel like you're in the stages of getting out of your cocoon, so that you have these strong, beautiful wings to be able to fly, and these strong wing muscles that you can fly where the Scorpio goes as well. And so I like that for you. So that is what they have for you right now, Richa Duta. So many blessings to you. Appreciate your question. All right. And I know there's so many, and I wish I could get through everyone, but I do have to balance. I've been going 3.5 hours, and I can tell it's affecting me. So Spirit rechecked me last night and said, "You need to balance, young man." They call me young. So for all of you that I wasn't able to get to, I do um, apologize profusely. Um, but I do have some options. If you're not able to make a donation, I totally understand. We're not always able to do that. So a couple things. One, I will be back this evening in about 6 hours for my evening session. So if you are subscribed to my channel, make sure to go into your notification settings and make sure all is selected, because I do an hour before I go live. Um, an announcement comes out, and you can actually jump into the chat early and post your question. It's like getting in a line at a free concert without any assigned seats, right? Like everyone wants to rush in and get the good seats, but it's like if you get in line early by putting your question, then you'll get you can get usually I can get to you in the free readings. So that's an option there. Also, I have a weekly giveaway. Oops, that's not what I wanted to post. Sorry. I didn't copy here. I have every Monday I do have a giveaway of a free recorded reading. Tomorrow's is a 1 hour person recorded reading. And also I mention in this one about a monthly giveaway. So it has to do with the monthly readings for each individual zodiac sign that I put out. And so here is the playlist for that as well. So if you haven't checked out your monthly reading for your zodiac sign, you can check that out, and even check out your moon sign, your Venus sign, whatever like aspect of your life you're wanting information on, you can check those out too. Also, there's only like one more day left here for spring. Spring is having a giveaway. Not a giveaway, but 25% off the merchandise, and that's where I have my merchandise through, is through it, formerly known as Teespring. So they hardly ever have a 25% off where they take off of their profit. And so I like to share that in case, no pressure on that, but at least you can have some extra savings if you were thinking of buying anything. And then lastly, I do pick a cards every week, at least one. This last week's was Life Purpose. What do you need to know right now? And so you can check that one out. And I have a ton of other pick a cards. So if you're not able to make a donation, um, that's like I have all this other free content that you can go to my main page and follow your heart and spirit will guide you there. Like I said, I will be back in about 6 hours for my evening session. And for everyone else coming in here, Riza, I did not get down to. I had so many free reading requests today that I wasn't able to get down to it in the 2 hours. But so please check out my free readings that are available, my free recorded readings. I will be back. I'm here Wednesday through Sunday nights at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, and then also Friday, Saturday, and Sunday mornings at 11 a.m. Mountain Time. So thank you guys so much for understanding on me having to maintain balance of, I'm on for usually about 2 hours each session. And Saturday mornings, I usually go 3 because that's like my busiest time. But the rest of them, I need to kind of keep to 2 hours. So I appreciate you guys understanding so I can keep my health and keep my energy. And again, thank you guys so much for all the thumbs up that you give the video. It does help spread the Zen love to the world. So thank you for being part of the love tsunami. And please know that you always knock my socks off of all the love that you guys have, all the thirst you have for spirit and for hearing from them. And I wish I could be on for just hours and hours and hours and hours, but I am human still for now. So please know as you're going throughout each and every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the mother and the father of all things. And of course, I love you guys too. So until I see you again, have the great rest of your day or night, wherever you're out in the world. I don't think I have any other donations, so we're going to go ahead and close this session down. So have an amazing time, and we'll see you soon. Till then, you guys take care.